Well, it's the ambitious southern project of the BJP. The state of Kerala is something that the RSS, the BJP have been working in close tandem to expand its reach. And if you look at the voting percentage in the state of Kerala, it has significantly gone up for the BJP. Still not up to the mark, but yes, they have made improvement. The southern state of Kerala has proved to be unreachable or unbreachable for the party in many ways. BJP has no Lok Sabha member from the state of Kerala. It eyes to break the LDF-UDF duopoly, if you may call that. The ground opens up for the BJP due to decline of regional Kerala Congress. A key leader passed away, and after that there has been a political vacuum that the BJP believes it can fill. Minorities make up nearly half of Kerala population, including Muslims and Christian. And the Christian vote bank is something that BJP would want to talk about. The ambitious southern push, as I was earlier talking about. Kerala, the state of Kerala, is the last standing bastion of the left parties in India. And with a weakening opposition in the Congress party, the BJP thinks it can be the alternative to the left parties in the state. The BJP is also reaching out to the Christian minorities. As we told you, the Prime Minister's itinerary, there are various Christian leaders, and it's not happening for the first time. This has been a consistent effort for the last few years from the side of the BJP. The party is cornering left over alleged radicalization of the youth. If you talk about the key issues that the BJP as a political party has raised in the national discourse, in the political discourse, it's about radicalization, it's about love jihad, illegal conversions, various issues that concern the religious issues in the state, and more importantly the Hindu or the Hindutva politics in the state. The northeast sweep and the kind of results that the BJP was able to get in the northeastern states, BJP wants to replicate that performance in the southern states as well. Will it be able to do that? What are the various impediments that lie in the way? And this ambitious project, to what extent can it become a reality, and how soon? Aman Sharma is joining us live, our editor for the digital team. Aman, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. When we talk about the ambitious project of the BJP vis-a-vis Kerala, the voting percentage clearly has come up. I think in a couple of constituencies, they finished second in the last elections that had happened. So they do have some hopes. When it comes to reaching out to these Christian minorities, what has the BJP done in the last few years? To what extent are they successful?
I think Kerala remains a very, very crucial state for the BJP as well as for the Congress. If we see the last elections of 2019, the Congress alliance swept Kerala. Congress itself won 15 out of the 20 seats, and BJP could not win a single seat, though BJP's vote share did touch about 12 to 13%. Now, this is one state where BJP wants to make inroads. BJP wants to open its account to also get rid of this image that, beyond Karnataka, it cannot grow in any southern state. That is, I think, the effort of Mr. Modi. And when Mr. Modi goes there, if you see how he's dressing, the adoption of the South Indian culture, in a way, the roadshow that he held today, he walked during the roadshow, and many a time we've seen Mr. Modi doing a roadshow in his vehicle, but today we saw him walking the streets in Kerala. All these are signals, and also I think, Anusha, going ahead, the BJP is, besides reaching out obviously to the Christian minorities, he's meeting many Christian church leaders today in Kerala. He's met on Easter also. We saw him going to the Sacred Heart Cathedral in Delhi here. Also the development push. So PM Modi is spending 2 days in Kerala. He's inaugurating projects worth rupees 3,200 crore. The water metro, the first Vande Bharat, the various railway lines. He also spoke to the youth in Kerala. In a way, the BJP is trying to put forward this thing that, they are going for a development push in Kerala. They are reaching out to the youth, to the new voter, the first time voter, which they want to attach that voter to the appeal of Mr. Modi.
Right. If we talk about to what extent the BJP has been successful, I remember, Raman, this entire issue of love jihad, radicalization, the Hadia case, the infamous Hadia case that had come to Supreme Court of India, and there was a judgment that had come in from the High Court, and even in that particular judgment, there was a judge who spoke, a Christian judge who spoke about radicalization and how these are various issues. When it comes to these controversial issues like love jihad, radicalization, illegal conversions, political killings, these are the issues that the BJP has been trying to push to the political forefront in the state, if I'm correct.
See, also, these are the issues, but the Congress, if you speak to the Congress, they always say that in southern states, the Hindutva has a very limited appeal. They keep on pointing to us that, North India states are different, but the southern states it doesn't really work, you know. But what, the ban on like the PFI, for the example, which has been done by the union government, is this an issue that the BJP is banking on in southern states, especially in states like Kerala and Karnataka, where the PFI was very active, and there have been repeatedly cases coming from Kerala where, you know, the terror links of PFI were exposed. BJP trying to put forward that thing that along with development, it stands for nationalism, it stands for anti-terrorism, and that is why the entry of BJP in states like Kerala is important, because it gives a new narrative, it gives a new option, especially to young voters, and to wean away youth from the path of radicalization and come on the path of development that the rest of the country is working on under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP.
All right, Aman, thank you so much for putting all of that into context. Let me open this question to our guest as well. Sanal Edamaruku, who's a resident of Kerala and also an author, is joining us on the broadcast. We also have Lavanya Balal from the Congress Party with us on the show. Lavanya, let's begin with you. The BJP has an ambitious plan. They are yet to make huge electoral inroads, but the Prime Minister sounds that bugle and says that it will take us some time, but one day we will form government in the state of Kerala. Development narrative is something that the BJP is taking. And many experts argue that it's a weakening Congress that has perhaps opened this forefront for the BJP to make these kind of inroads. I think there's a problem with Lavanya's connection. We'll just try and fix that. Sanal, in the meanwhile, I'd like to come to you. How do you see the Prime Minister's visit and the narrative that he's put out?
Primarily, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a great appeal. In Kerala also, like any other part of India.
Yeah.
But the new political strategy to make an alliance with the Christian groups, especially by making an alliance with the clergy of the Christian community, gives a wrong signal to the whole Kerala community. Because Kerala is not a place where vote banks are decided by communities. No single community or any community per se can decide the votes of the people belonging to that community. For example, there is a Christian political party in Kerala, Kerala Congress. They could hardly get more than 5% of the votes by themselves.
Right.
And the number of people who are churchgoers in the Christian church, 18% of the whole population are Christians, but the churchgoers are less than 20%. And those people who follow what the clergy says would be still low. It's a very different scenario, whether they will be influenced by clergy or caste leaders. So far as Kerala is concerned.
Some experts argue that the death of veteran Christian political satrap K.M. Mani, that opened a kind of a political vacuum left after his death, and the decimation or the decline of the Kerala Congress, which is predominantly about the Kerala's Christian politics. That is one reason why BJP thinks that it has the room, it has the political room and a vacuum to perhaps encroach into, to make some kind of inroads into the state, and that's why it is very strategically reaching out to the Christian minorities. To what extent do you think this has been successful? Hindutva, as my colleague Aman was pointing out, has a very limited appeal when it comes to the state of Kerala. Would you agree with that analysis? Sanal,
is
yes.
question to me?
Yes, that's for you. Yes, Sanal, that question is for you. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. If you're asking me, my position, as I've been very closely watching the Kerala political scene for decades now, I can very clearly say that the political appeal of a political party, for example, BJP, when it speaks about development, that has its impact. That will have its impact also. Any political party that speaks about development, about amity of people beyond religion, those kind of things will have currency in Kerala. But if you see the influence of the clergy or any caste leaders, there is no influence. It's a wrong understanding about Kerala's polity in a way. On the other side, for example, the Vande Bharat, the train, for example, that will have an impact on Kerala because development is what Kerala people are looking forward for. And on the other side, probably what would help would be a kind of image that BJP has in Kerala is a kind of intolerance towards other communities than Hindu community. If that image is taken off, generally, on a national perspective, that will have an impact on Kerala. That will be generally good for BJP also, in general, I feel.
In your understanding, reaching out to the religious clergy is not exactly the ideology or the strategy which is going to work for the BJP in this state. I also have my other guest joining us on the broadcast. Kamru Chaudhary, who's a Congress leader, is also with us on the show. Lavanya Balal is also with us on the broadcast. Lavanya, first to you, how do you see the Prime Minister's visit? As I was talking to Sanal as well, not the first time that BJP is making the attempts for a wider reach to the people of the state. Last time, the Saffron Party finished second in 7 assembly seats. And in many other seats, the BJP had got enough votes. In fact, their vote share has been consistently coming up. Do you sense a competition here?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Not at all. BJP is not a competition at all for the Congress or any other party in Kerala state. One has to remember, the Kerala voters are very mature, politically mature voters. So a lot of things that may fly for different parties in other states will not work in Kerala. And see, also the Kerala voters, because they are a very mature set of voters, they're very aware of what happened with the BJP leaders and Kerala time and again. If you look at Amit Shah ji's speech or Yogi Adityanath ji's speech, and also our Prime Minister, they have demonized Kerala for multiple reasons, multiple times. And this is something the Malayali people will never, the Malayalam speaking people will never forgive or forget. Okay. And also when the floods happened in Kerala, if you look at the previous election results, it was a very clear indication how unhappy these people are with the way BJP treated and the central government treated Kerala during the flood situation that happened in Kerala. It was a very, very bad situation. So, in states like Kerala, where I've worked extensively and I have relatives, I've lived in Kerala. So I am aware that, the political knowledge and awareness of this people is very high compared to rest of India. And they are people who hold their elected representatives accountable. So it's not going to be an easy thing for BJP in Kerala. And I did see our Pradhan Mantriji's Prime Minister's roadshow today, or he was walking. All those kind of adulations is not going to make any difference to a Kerala voter at all. Thank you.
Well, these are initial inroads, Lavanya, that the BJP says it's making slowly and steadily. Let's see how much of it is really successful in the days to come. Right now, the electoral footprint is absent when it comes to the BJP in the state of Kerala, as you point out. I want to once again cut across to Sanal, who is with us on the broadcast. Sanal, development is something, of course, that Kerala looks forward to. There are various local issues as well, which the BJP, touting itself as the double engine ki sarkar, as the government at the union, at the center, can really solve. The import of rubber. There are various other agrarian issues that concern parts of Kerala, which the BJP has been trying to talk through. Other than the Hindutva agenda, are there any key development issues that the BJP at the center has been able to address for the people of Kerala, which helps them reach out to a larger electorate?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
Yeah.
If you see, vis-a-vis for example, one of the major representatives of the Christian community would be using this kind of a situation in, for example, the price of rubber or the port, the Vizhinjam port, these kind of local issues. The Vizhinjam port issue, which the church has taken up, once they supported it, but suddenly they made a political plank on that. Against whatever position they have taken and mobilized a lot of people under the clergy people. So in a way, they tried to take spirituality off, to their churches and went to other issues and tried to make a political vote plank, not on the basis of religion, but on other issues. And look at the rubber issue. Bishop Plambani, what he said was, if the price of rubber is raised to rupees 300 per kilogram, then the BJP will have one parliament seat at least from Kerala, which means as if he's speaking on behalf of the rubber cultivators. He's not a rubber cultivator himself. Of course, church has a major interest in the rubber plantation because church itself is a plantation owner. In a way, the Catholic Church in Kerala, apart from other church, or the Syrian, the Syro-Malabar Church in Kerala, if you take it as a financial institution, it's one of the richest financial institutions in India. But the people belonging to that church, they are just a cliently of this corporate empire as they are running it. So the Bishop Pamplani was speaking about the price of rubber. he was not a rubber plantation cultivator,
Yeah.
or he was not a farmer at all, but he was speaking as a bishop in a bishop's attire and speaking for the rubber cultivators as if he can decide the number of votes that BJP would get. Interestingly, in Trichur, I mean, one of the other centers of the Catholic Church, the bishop there recently made a public statement that in last 15 years,
let me quickly take that point to
members.
let me take that point to Kamru Chaudhary as well. We also have Daniel Francis, who's a political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Kamru Chaudhary, when it comes to this development narrative, interesting points being made by Sanal there. When it comes to the rubber plantation issue or various other issues that the local people want the union government to address, and something how a church continues to play a very important role in it. When it comes to Hindu identity, which in many ways has been very crucial for the BJP in its socio-political and cultural narrative, is this a narrative that can find resonance in the state of Kerala? Is that the political ground in the state? Or you think that there are completely different nuances and calculations that the party needs to make if it wants to make a footprint in the state?
No, I completely agree with you when you say that BJP is trying to find a identity identity politics in the state of Kerala. But in fact, you see the states of Assam, for an example, or the recent statements or the outreach of the RSS to the Muslim community in India, we'll find that there is a stark contrast to their ideological position vis-a-vis North India, South India, and the Eastern India. Why I say this? You see, they have invented a so-called subgroup within the Muslim community called the Pasmanda community of Muslims, which in fact is a non-existence, because the very thought of a caste system existing within Islam is non-existent. Secondly, you see, in Northeast, you have got Himanta Biswa Sharma, one of the stalwarts of the Bharatiya Janata Party. When he says that I do not need the minority votes, we as a BJP, we do not need Muslim votes. But then again, he goes on to divide the Muslim community into Goria Muslims or the Assamese-speaking Muslims to the Bengali-speaking Muslims. This is a division they have created in Assam based on the religion. Now you come to the state of Kerala, there are at least 4 dominant churches out there in Kerala, which I believe I am correct, if not wrong: Roman Catholic, the Orthodox, the Oriental Orthodox, and the Church of the East, and all this. These differences that is being tried to create by the Bharatiya Janata Party in Kerala also needs to be understood in the context of the 130 seats that are there in 2024 from South India.
Well, I disagree. I disagree with you, Kamru, on one point, that I don't think any political party can create caste identities in this country. The unfortunate reality is that whether it's the majority community or the minority community of Muslims, caste is a reality. In theology, in theory, it may not exist in a certain religion, but the real politic is that it exists in reality. And those schisms, those divisions are not created by political parties. It can be hardened and exploited for their own political interests. That's my limited point. But I want to bring in Daniel also into the discussion. Daniel, when it comes to the development narrative that the Prime Minister wants to take to the people, this is also an attempt of the BJP and their core ideology to bridge the North-South divide. And this divide, historically, ever since its inception, BJP has been talking about. Do you think that the BJP so far has been able to take this message? And the grammar, the political grammar for the state of Kerala is going to be very different from different southern states, and of course starkly different from the north of the country where BJP dominates. Daniel.
Kerala is certainly a very difficult state for BJP to make its inroads, and by and large in the south, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, these are states that BJP had not had, cadre or even leaders that could get them the kind of votes. But more than that, they did not have the game plan as such, because votes in Kerala in particular are both for a particular caste and a particular group based on religious lines. We have to agree that we have to accept that. But in Kerala, the left and the Congress dominate the politics of Kerala, and they have stalwarts sitting there, and they dominate the vote banks and the political scene of Kerala. That is very true. But one is that BJP is in its ambition mode, and they will definitely try to woo the voters of Kerala. and they are making all the attempts to do it, and hence today's outreach that we see that the Prime Minister is doing in Kerala. How much of it will we succeed or not succeed? BJP has taken a lot of time to build its organizations, and particularly in the states that now stand as BJP bastions, with and without power. And Kerala is one state that they are building.
Daniel, there are 2 points that I want you to speak more about. There are strong linguistic divides which exist culturally and politically as well in this country, and the BJP, as part of its core ideology, has always spoken about bridging these linguistic divides. According to them, the regional parties have harped on them, and we have some kind of a national identity. We have seen the language politics that has happened. The other facet of it is that development in other states mean completely different things when it comes to the healthcare infrastructure, when it comes to roads. But Kerala, compared to various other states in the country, is much, much better when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to connectivity, when it comes to various other things. So when you talk about development per se in the state of Kerala, the BJP also will have to take a notch up. Daniel, first to you, and then I'll go to Sanal and Lavanya.
No, I think that Kerala has a altogether different language of development. It's not the same language that you can speak in Gujarat or you can speak in any other state. The development models, as you call it, because you see that the political culture of Kerala is very left-oriented and workers-oriented and rights-oriented political culture. So, first of all, BJP as a party in Kerala is seen as a party which is very North Indian in its nature. Its leaders are very North Indian in nature. BJP never had a national leader from Kerala or, had that kind of presence. So, to sell the same model of development is very difficult. If you really see the political agenda of the Congress and political agenda of the left in Kerala, it's more or less the same. We cannot criticize the development of Kerala because it's a completely different development model. Like, for example, we saw during the COVID, that Shailaja teacher, who was the
health minister of the state.
Health minister, she had a very different approach from the other health ministers in the country, and she did a fantabulous job. So it is a very different lexicon that this. Of course, Prime Minister's personal charisma and personal appeal has a weight, and he's trying to crack this.
Okay, I have last 1 minute on the debate. Lavanya, I want to bring you in. It is often accused by the BJP that, especially in the state of Kerala, there is no real opposition. The Congress party is working in close tandem with the left parties, and the real issues of the people are not being highlighted. Multiple issues that they have put forward in the public domain. To what extent would you like to disagree with that, with that criticism that has come in for your party, and substantially so? Do you believe that the Congress party has been able to serve as a real opposition in the state? Lavanya, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Absolutely. Congress is a primary opposition in the state of Kerala, and BJP has no foothold there. If you look at the previous elections, where is BJP? BJP is nowhere. Like I said, like a couple of other panelists were saying, the BJP's mode of communication or its entire communication is not working now.
Lavanya, on that point, I'd have to conclude this debate here. Thank you all for joining us this evening and putting your point across. We're cutting across to the poll-bound state of Karnataka, and you have Home Minister Amit Shah, who's leading the poll campaign, addressing a press conference. Let's listen in.
और सवाल मैं कांग्रेस को भी पूछना चाहता हूं. हमारे यहां से कुछ एक दो नेता गए तो उनके मुंह में पानी छूट रहा है. भाई कांग्रेस पार्टी ने लिंगायतों के लिए क्या किया? इतने इतिहास में दो ही मुख्यमंत्री बनाए, दोनों को अपमानित कर निकाल दिया. एक को श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी ने निकाला और दूसरे को एयरपोर्ट पर अपमानित कर, मैं पाटिल साहब की बात कर रहा हूं, उनको राजीव गांधी ने निकाला. कांग्रेस को तो ये बोलने का अधिकार ही नहीं. और भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने हमेशा सभी जातियों का सम्मान करने का और समाहित कर सबको साथ रखने का प्रयास किया है.
सर एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था ना सर, आपने पीएफआई के बारे में बात किया था और एसडीपीआई जो है हम देखते आ रहे हैं कि पीएफआई और एसडीपीआई एक पॉलिटिकल आर्म जैसी है और यहाँ पर कैंपेन कमेटी चीफ एमपी पाटिल ने भी ये कहा था और फॉर्मर डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर जी परमेश्वर जो है उन्होंने भी ये बताया था कि कांग्रेस चाहती है कि एसडीपीआई उनको सपोर्ट करे, लेकिन बार बार ये दोहराया जा रहा है कि एसडीपीआई और पीएफआई एक ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जैसी है और यहाँ पर इलेक्शन लड़ रही है। आपको क्या लगता है इसके?
देखिए, कांग्रेस पार्टी पहले पीएफआई का भी समर्थन लेती थी, अब पीएफआई पर बैन लग गया। एसडीपीआई एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी है तो वो मैदान में है चुनाव के, कांग्रेस इसका समर्थन मांग रही है, इसमें हमें तो कोई आश्चर्य नहीं हो रहा है। इनके लिए सुरक्षित कर्नाटक महत्व का मुद्दा नहीं है, चुनाव जीतना महत्व का मुद्दा है, परंतु भारतीय जनता पार्टी कभी भी इस प्रकार की ताकतों के साथ हाथ नहीं मिलाएगी, इतना ही हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओर से कह सकते हैं।
Sir, you mentioned about Parivarvad of JDS. Could you please elaborate more on it? Because you said you oppose Parivarvad, but what we see in the list announced by BJP, it is not much different from what JDS is doing.
जरा भी ऐसा नहीं है भाई। जेडीएस में देवगौड़ा जी के बाद पार्टी के नेता, पार्टी के अध्यक्ष कुमार स्वामी जी बने। हमारे यहाँ अध्यक्ष भी बदलते रहते हैं, मुख्यमंत्री भी बदल रहते हैं। मुख्य परिवारवाद के आधार पर अध्यक्ष और मुख्यमंत्री कभी तय नहीं होते, बहुत फर्क है। और जेडीएस के परिवार में कोई एक तो बताओ जो चुनाव न लड़ता हो, शायद एक आधा कोई बचा होगा।
Sir, what I understand from Parivarvad is that you don't give ticket to the son, the mother, brother, or daughter-in-law or son-in-law.
नहीं, मगर उनको हमने पार्टी नहीं सौंप दी है, पार्टी अलग हाथों में। आप भी समझ रहे हो, मगर मैं आपसे बहस नहीं कर सकता। भारतीय जनता पार्टी हमेशा मुख्य व्यवस्था में परिवारवाद के खिलाफ है। कई जगह पे हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं के परिवार के लोग लड़ते ही, डजंट मीन कि हम परिवारवाद करते हैं। पार्टी के अध्यक्ष भी अलग हैं, हमारे मुख्यमंत्री भी अलग।
So giving ticket to a son
हम
or
बहस नहीं कर
mother is
सकते।
not Parivarvad.
आप सवाल पूछ सकते हो, बहस नहीं कर सकते।
Sir, I'm just asking you a clarification.
मैंने दे दिया ना।
Sir, with regard to Mahadai,
आप क्या बताती हैं?
सर, एक प्रश्न है, किसानों की बात की, बीजेपी जिस तरीके से किसानों के लिए काम कर रही है, आपने बताया भी कि कैसे डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर जा रहा है, लेकिन राहुल गांधी आज शुगर के किसानों से मिले थे और उसके बाद उन्होंने बीजेपी पर हमला करते हुए कहा कि बीजेपी सिर्फ 2-3 परिवार के लिए ही काम कर रही है, बड़े लोगों के लिए। किसान मजदूर का इनसाइट आज मुझे पता चला है और सभी लोग प्रतिबद्ध है कि वो हमारे साथ आएंगे। इस पर आपका क्या उत्तर है सर?
देखिए, 54 लाख किसानों को हम हर साल 10,000 रुपया डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के तहत इनके अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर करें। अगर राहुल गांधी इससे डिस्प्यूट करे तो हम इसका जवाब दें। अगर राहुल गांधी जी ये समझते हैं कि 54 लाख किसान 2-3 परिवार के हैं, तो अब आपको राहुल जी को सवाल पूछना चाहिए जब वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करेंगे।
सर, जगदीश शेट्टर और वगैरह बीजेपी गेस्ट लॉस है सर, वो रीजन भी पूछ रहे थे।
कोई लॉस नहीं होना है। जगदीश शेट्टर स्वयं चुनाव हारेंगे। हुबरी ने हमेशा भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट दिया है, हुबरी ने किसी व्यक्ति को नहीं दिया है। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता एक मुश्त है, एक झूठ है, और हुबरी के अंदर निश्चित रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी चुनाव जीतेगी।
सर, वो कह रहे हैं कि अमित शाह जी को, मोदी जी को ये पता नहीं है कि ग्राउंड लेवल पे क्या हो रहा है। जो बीच में जो लोग हैं वो उन्होंने ठीक तरह से हाईकमांड को नहीं बताया कि जगदीश शेट्टर को क्यों निकाला जा रहा है।
नहीं, बहुत सारे लोगों को निकाला गया है, अकेले शेट्टर जी को नहीं निकाला गया है।
सर, he was asking reason, sir. Why he was denied ticket?
रीजन इनको बता दिया गया है।
सर, दिस इज द सेकंड इलेक्शन सर, ये दूसरा इलेक्शन है जहां माइनॉरिटीज को किसी को भी बीजेपी ने नहीं फील्ड किया।
नहीं, हमने मेरिट्स और विनेबिलिटी के आधार पर टिकट दिए हैं। हम मेजोरिटी माइनॉरिटी को कंसेप्ट को नहीं मानते हैं। हमने मेरिट्स और विनेबिलिटी के आधार पर टिकट दी।
सर, just day before yesterday, Mr. Siddaramaiah gave a statement about Lingayats and Lingayat chief ministers. Do you think that has changed the equation for the BJP in this election, sir?
नहीं, मैं मानता हूं कि समुदाय भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ है और उन्होंने फिर से एक बार साबित कर दिया है कि कांग्रेस किस तरह से लिंगायत समुदाय का विरोध करती है,
सर
अपमान भी करती है।
सर, खुद जगदीश शेट्टर और लक्ष्मण सवदी कह रहे हैं कि सीनियर लिंगायत लीडर को बीजेपी में अवमान हो रहा है। और उसके सपोर्ट में सर, कर्नाटक में बीएल संतोष और उनके साथ 3-4 लोगों के कपी मुष्टि में पार्टी है बोल के भी उन्होंने आरोप लगाया।
अब तक किसकी मुष्टि में थी जब तक वो डेप्यूटी सीएम बने थे? अभी याद आया, यही मुष्टि में थी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी टीम वर्क में मानती है, किसी की मुष्टि में पार्टी नहीं है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का मुख्यमंत्री ही लिंगायत समुदाय से। क्या बात कर रहे हैं लोग?
सर, हमने देखा है कि कर्नाटका में जो भी पार्टी जीतती है वो ओल्ड मैसूरू रीजन को भी जीतना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। बीजेपी इधर पेनिट्रेट करने में टिल नाउ दे हैव नॉट बीन एक्सट्रीमली सक्सेसफुल। लेकिन आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने कैंपेन किया था और आप भी बहुत कॉन्सेंट्रेट कर रहे हैं। क्या स्ट्रैटेजी है ओल्ड मैसूरू रीजन की?
नहीं, स्ट्रेटेजी कुछ नहीं भाई, हम पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार बनाना चाहते हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि ओल्ड मैसूर क्षेत्र की जनता भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ आए। हम हमारा विचार लेकर जा रहे हैं। मुझे पूरा विश्वास कि इस बार ओल्ड मैसूर क्षेत्र में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को अच्छी सफलता मिली।
सर, शेट्टी सर ने बोला था कि कर्नाटक का बीजेपी आज बीएल संतोष के हाथ में है। जो
मैंने जवाब दे दिया भैया, शायद आप कहीं और सोच में थे।
Sir, you mentioned about Mahadayi. When last time Prime Minister had come here, he said he would solve the issue and the work will start. And now, even after all these years, the Kansa-Boundary project is yet to take off and yet to get permission from the central government. And all sides, BJP-led governments are there. And Goa is still objecting to the project.
मैंने जो कहा वो रिकॉर्ड पर है, you can quote me. चले, आप सभी का धन्यवाद भैया।
आप दूसरे से कारण बता सकते हैं? आप जैसे आपने कहा कारण इनको पता है।
मैंने इनको नहीं कहा, उनको पता है ऐसा कहा है। उनको बता दिया गया है, सेक्टर को बता दिया गया है, ऐसा कहा।
सर, बता दीजिए क्या रीजन था सर?
नहीं, ऐसे सार्वजनिक रूप से पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं से जो बात होती है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी में नहीं बाहर जाती है, कांग्रेस में जाती होती है।
वोटर्स भी पूछ रहे हैं।
हम जवाब देंगे ना वोटर्स को, आपको तो नहीं देना, आप प्रत्याशी हो क्या? अरे हम देंगे ना जवाब। मैंने कहा ना, बहुत सारी जगह पे बदलाव हुआ है।
Well, that was Home Minister Amit Shah telling you about the BJP's plan and what it sees as a key opportunity in the Old Mysuru region. He's also spoken about the key defections that have happened from the party. And according to him, it's not going to benefit anyone. The BJP stands strong. That's the assertion that the Home Minister makes while being on the campaign trail in the poll-bound state of Karnataka. Joining us on the news epicenter tonight is Mr. DP Satish. He's the group editorial advisor for South for Network 18. He's joining us on the show. DP Satish, thank you so much for speaking with us. When you see BJP making an all-out attempt to woo the Vokalinga voters in the Old Mysuru region, none other than Home Minister Amit Shah, many other star campaigners of the BJP are going to throw their political weight in this region. The key takeaways for you, and how does the BJP plan really seem to you?
See, election campaign is picking up pace across Karnataka. Rahul Gandhi is campaigning in northern part of the state. Priyanka Gandhi is expected tomorrow. Home Minister Amit Shah is campaigning across the state. He started his campaigning in Gundlupet, which is the last assembly segment on Karnataka-Tamil Nadu border. It is at the tri-junction of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And after that, he campaigned aggressively across the Gowda stronghold of Hassan district. And after that, Mr. Amit Shah has landed in Hubli, which is the stronghold of the BJP. So BJP is trying to win as many seats as possible in the Old Mysuru region, which is a Gowda Vakaliga stronghold, and where Congress is in direct fight with JDS in most of the constituencies, except a few in urban pockets of Mysore and Bengaluru, and also Tumkur and maybe Chikmagalur. So BJP is trying to make inroads into the Vakaliga heartland of Old Mysuru region. They tried through Tipu Sultan, Uri Gowda, Nanjay Gowda and all, and after that BJP seems to have realized that these things, communal polarization is not working in Old Mysuru region and they will have to use something else. So they are talking about development and how they are going to develop this area. And they are also indirectly telling the people that there is no guarantee that the chief minister's post will definitely go to the Lingayats this time. BJP wants to make it an all caste party in Karnataka, because all these days Lingayats were identified with BJP, and this time BJP wants to make it an all caste party so that anyone from any party can become the chief minister. This
Satish,
is their formula.
There's my last question to you. What makes the BJP hopeful? You pointed out to me earlier, this is the stronghold of the JDS and a direct competition which the Congress party has posed to the JDS in the Old Mysuru region. When the BJP is making this all-out move, throwing its political might, what makes them hopeful? Have they got any indications? Did they fare better in the last elections? Or is it just the push for the Vokalika votes, as you pointed out, beyond the Lingayat factor?
See, BJP certainly did well in some pockets of this region in the 2018 elections. And BJP thinks that they can expand their area of influence in this region, because BJP knows they can come to power on their own. They can win at least 120 seats on their own only if they win more seats from the Gowda heartland of Old Mysuru region. And BJP has already got a lot of Vokalika leaders, not one or two. There are many. They need to get votes. They will have to win more seats in Hassan districts, Mandya district, and also Bangalore rural district, Chamarajanagar district. These districts, if they capture Tumkur and Kolar and Chikballapur districts also, they can definitely win. And they have got a lot of new faces, new leaders from this region. BJP is fighting this election quite well in Old Mysuru region. So they want to win more seats if they want to come to power on their own in Karnataka.
Come to power on their own, and to do that, they'd have to capture Old Mysuru region, at least some critical parts, some crucial parts. Thank you, DP Satish, for joining us on the broadcast. I want to take this question to our guest as well, Lavanya Balal of the Congress Party and Pratap Kanagal of the JDS. Both are joining us on the broadcast. Pratap ji, coming to you first. The BJP is making an attempt, and a very strong one. Their argument is that vote for the JDS is vote for the Congress Party, and if you want a real opposition in this particular region, if you want development, then BJP is the party to go for. There are multiple infrastructure projects that the Bomai-led government, union government, multiple NHAI projects they're touting as an example of development that can happen in the region. Are you confident of retaining your bastion, sir?
Of course, there's no doubt we will retain our bastion. We will retain Old Mysuru state, Old Mysuru region, as well as Kalyana Karnataka. This time we are going to sweep, as well as Central Karnataka. We are going to do really well. And especially the recent developments, whatever happened in last 10 days, a lot of shuffles and a lot of confusion and infighting among the two national parties. So we are confident that we will not just South Karnataka, but we will do really well in other part of Karnataka also. Coming to BJP's attempt in South Mysuru, this is not the first time they are attempting. Even in the last election, 2018, they tried every chance, every time, even including Mr. Amit Shah. I will take one or two examples of constituencies where he campaigned. In fact, I will take one of the constituencies in Assam, Sarkalwood, where one Mr. Yoga Ramesh was the candidate. In 2013, he was an independent candidate and he managed to get 32,000 votes. And he contested in BJP ticket in 2018 and he bought Amit Shah to campaigning for offer, in one or two rallies in Narendra Modi, but he managed, he reduced to 15,000 votes. That's the thing what Old Mysuru state people have in for BJP. So people of Karnataka have seen the mismanagement and corruption and communal tensions and all those things in the last 3.5 years.
We will also try and get a BJP spokesperson on the broadcast. We're trying to get a BJP spokesperson as well. Let me bring in Lavanya into the discussion. Lavanya, you also had Home Minister Amit Shah while he was addressing a press conference. He spoke about the top defections that have happened from the BJP and benefit of the Congress party. They were like, and the Home Minister said, well, while the Congress party can be very happy, the Lingayat votes are going to stay with the BJP. They are not going anywhere. And the Congress party has historically never respected the Lingayat leaders. That's the key allegation he's put on the Grand Old Party. Lavanya.
Anusha, yes, there was an instance once in the past which we made a mistake and we have paid for that mistake, a very expensive mistake that had turned out to be for the Congress party for all these years. But look at what BJP is doing right now. If he says the defection is not going to benefit Congress party and it is not going to hurt the BJP party, that is incorrect, because if Mr. Shettar would have stayed in BJP, would it have helped BJP? Would Savadi ji staying in BJP help the BJP? If it is yes, then of course, when they move to another party and when they move to Congress, it is going to help the Congress party. Also, Mr. Amit Shah was campaigning in South Karnataka today, and South Karnataka, even Karnataka for that state, is very upset with Mr. Amit Shah, especially because of the Nandini issue and a huge amount of the milk federations. Milk unions come from South Karnataka, and the entire Nandini versus Amul battle started off with Mr. Amit Shah making that statement in Karnataka. Till then, we did not have this battle of Amul versus Nandini. So the farmers and the voters of Karnataka are very aware of the kind of divisive politics Mr. Amit Shah has been practicing in Karnataka. See, he may be a Chanakya elsewhere in the country, but his whatever that self-given, branding is not going to work in Karnataka, especially South Karnataka. It is not going to work. Of course, yes, BJP is trying its level best to create a foothold there, but he is also seen as somebody who comes from Delhi, who is very arrogant and does not respect Kannadigas and the Karnataka culture.
Well, I'm sure Vijay Prasad, the Karnataka BJP spokesperson, will disagree with Lavanya Balal. He's also joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Vijay ji. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Yeah, the Congress party thinks that it's bad governance, poor governance, and the fact that you don't have a local Vokaligga face as a key big face that you can show to the electorate of Karnataka. National leaders can't rescue the party at the state level. That's what the Congress party is saying.
No, see, whatever whoever the leaders we have, we know Congress has really scared. In the last couple of days, we have seen with the announcement of over 40 star campaigners list and the local leaders who are been engaged with BJP for the whole campaign. The Congress is really a worried lot. They are burning the midnight oil to make sure that even they can win the election by bringing in Rahul Gandhi and by bringing in an anti-national element, a terrorist MP like Imran Pratap Garri. So this is the kind of people where Congress has, and they are today they are really a worried lot when Modi ji and Amit Shah and Yogi Adityanath and Himanta Biswa Sarma, everyone comes and descend on Karnataka and start working towards the people. And they are the ones who are really worried lot. See, if Amit Shah comes and campaigns for us, what is it for them? He is our senior leader and he is our master strategist, and he can give the people a bird's eye view and grassroots mood. He's the master strategist. We have
but Mr. Vijay Prasad, the key question that various political analysts and the opposition is asking you is that if this particular region has been the bastion of the JDS and the second party here is the Congress party, what makes the BJP so hopeful? My colleague DP Satish was also pointing out that so far the BJP is yet to get its big Vokaligga phase, and to get beyond the Lingayat vote bank, to form a government on its own, you need to capture this particular region, which has been the stronghold of the JDS. What makes you so confident and hopeful? Because the Congress and the JDS clearly disagree with you.
The mood of the Karnataka is our biggest confidence as of today. Okay, we are going with that confidence. PM Modi and CM Bommai have done so many development works for Karnataka. This is the election of Modi's Vikas politics against Congress's appeasement politics and JDS's drama politics. This is the confidence that we are approaching the people. What else you need? The Vikas politics of Modi ji This is exactly what we are taking to the people, and we are making sure that and we had a program for the Labhartis, for the beneficiaries. Today, the BJP government, the schemes have reached at least 20 to 25,000 homes in every assembly
Pratap Kanagal, the JDS has been able to dominate this region only on the basis of the caste arithmetic, but real development has not really reached the people of the Old Mysuru region. And based on a caste factor, you can't continue to dominate a particular region. That's the narrative from your political opponent. Respond to that.
Maybe someone who is uneducated or unaware and who is not knowing Karnataka should make this kind of, nonsense allegations that South Karnataka is not developed. South Karnataka is comparatively development work is not happened. It's a very laughable thing. I feel it's a joke. It's a joke. The daily basis, Modi and Amit Shah does. No, let's stop corruption. They come to Karnataka and they say, let's stop corruption. Let's throw it out. Okay, who is ruling? Let's throw them out. They say, let's end the dynasty. They have given a ticket to 40 people. They will end their political career now. That's all. See, BJP doesn't have a face. BJP doesn't have a credible face. They don't have any. Last, even in the Lok Sabha election, they had to literally go with the Modi's mask. No, today they can't even go with the Modi's mask. People don't even trust Modi nowadays because Modi.
But Pratapji, the individual brand of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been a decisive factor in multiple state elections across the country.
Madam, this is not Uttar Pradesh or Gujarat. Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh may work, but Karnataka won't work. Even in 2018 for the matter, BJP is managed to get every leader and make them sit here. But what happened? They got only 100 seats. That was the case against the Congress ruling party. They would have got 125, 130 seats, right? Compared to 2008 when there was no Modi, when people were of Karnataka.
Okay, I have last 2 minutes on the show. Rajalakshmi Joshi has been very patiently waiting. 1 second, let me bring in Rajalakshmi Joshi into the discussion. Then I'll also give BJP the chance to respond to all the charges that have been made. Rajalakshmi ji, brand Narendra Modi, will that be a factor in Karnataka election? Of course, the JDS and the Congress think otherwise.
A very good evening. Yes, definitely. Modi ji definitely is a brand, and he is a star campaigner. That is, there is no. It's not a secret at all. And he actually connects with everybody, whether it may be whatever age, whatever community, whatever religion. He connects with everybody, and he has such a positive outreach. I like how he has been trying to bring all the states together. He tries to bring all the states into unison. He, contrary to what the Congress spokesperson said, the divisive politics is being played by the opposition parties and not by the BJP. What I can see is, Amit Shah ji, he spoke about bringing together Nandini and Amul, and it was, they are both cooperatives. It's not a contest, it's not a competition, it's about cooperation.
I have last 1 minute on the show. Mr. Vijay Prasad ji, answer your political opponents when they say that it's going to be the key local leaders or the leaders from Karnataka who are going to be a decisive factor in the state of Karnataka, and the entire narrative election, or perhaps the personal brand of national leaders will not work in this assembly election. Mr. Vijay Prasad.
No, see, I want to counter some of the comments made by my opponents. So, see, here in Karnataka, there are at least around 5.28 crore beneficiaries under various schemes. Some of the flagship schemes like, say, PM Kisan, Raita Vidyanidhi, Raita Shakti, Poshan Abhiyan, Stree Shakti, and Udyog Vahini. See, these are some of the flagships where 5.28 crores is not a joke. It is a reality, it's a fact, and people are benefited out of this.
I apologize, Vijay Prasad ji, for interrupting you there. I'm completely out of time. I'm very sorry. But the Old Mysuru region, the Vokaliga belt, is going to be very critical for any political party, including the BJP. If the Congress, BJP or the JDS wants to form a government on its own, who will win this triangular contest, we'll know only on the 13th of May. With that, it's a wrap. Thank you for watching News18.
be done. And coupled with this is the socio-economic dimension of the problem. You have to skill the youth over there. You have to give them education. You have to get them localized here and not run away to Canada and USA and UK.
Yes,
So
because
all
a
in
lot of
all,
this kind of propaganda that we see in Punjab or in India comes from across the borders, comes from people who are sitting on foreign soil, enjoying the kind of immunity that they do there, which perhaps gives them the confidence to spew the kind of venom that they do. And I want to get in the former DG of Punjab, Shashikant, who's on the panel as well. And like Lieutenant General KJ Singh was also pointing out, the kind of synergy that we have seen between the centre and the state and the agencies as far as this operation goes, that is something that should be commended. But the questions that are being raised about how it took 36 days for the police to actually track him down, for him to be arrested today, and the fact that he did in fact escape from right under the nose of the Punjab police. Are those questions completely misplaced, Shashikant?
Look, as far as synergy is concerned, yes, that needs to be praised and commended on, yes. There has been synergy between the Punjab police, the central intelligence agencies and the paramilitary forces and everything. Everybody was on the same page as far as this thing is concerned. But having said this thing, I just want to say about what exactly Pakistan is doing. I think I have been a student of this kind of operations, or I've read a lot about it. It was one of the most notorious, most mischievous operations launched by the ISI, whereby they planted a person here. They're hoping that it was whether it could create a kind of situation there, which was there in mid-80s. And I'm happy to say that the Punjabis have sort of given a, we have not stood by it, and we have given a proper answer to Pakistan. But again, having said this thing, this person has been arrested, but again, it's not the end of the road. This guy was hiding somewhere for 35 days. Somebody was feeding him. Somebody was giving him money. Somebody was choreographing, like I said, Pakistan has been choreographing. What was the channel? That channel needs to be exposed, and all these persons who are in cahoots with this particular person, they need to be brought to the books, and proper legal action needs to be taken about it. And lastly, as I think General Sav was also saying, yes, it's about the time when the governments, not only of Punjab, but the central government also, they need to take care of the problems that we have in Punjab, on which this guy tried to cash upon. This is drug addiction. This is youngsters going abroad. This absence of jobs. These are some of the burning issues on which the state government and the central government will have to monitor very closely and find some sort of answer to it.
And as far as whether this marks the end of the Khalistani propaganda that we were seeing in Punjab, at least in the last several months, ever since Amritpal Singh came from Dubai, he wanted to position himself as Bhindranwale 2.0. You know, many would say
the last 1 year, for 52 weeks, we've been #1 across time bands, across different data points, across different viewer segments. The fact that for the last entire year we have dominated the ratings, there is no parallel to this. 1 year of non-stop, undefeated, unbeaten #1. I think it's a great testament to the young team here at CNN News 18. This is great validation for us and for this young team here to continue on this path and to continue bringing you stories that we believe are making a difference to your lives.
Again, and Punjab police has been mature. It is been sensitive about handling the religious places, so it's not created a situation where things would have got out of control. Whether they should have taken this much of time to apprehend him is a different issue that can be analyzed. But now let me get to the crux of the problem. The problem is ISI runs the K2 cell. That cell is tasked for fomenting trouble in Kashmir and for Khalistan cause. And they are using drones for sending explosives, weapons, and all kind of nefarious activities they are attempting.
Yes.
There is a certain amount of synergy between the state police and BSF. Today, a joint flag march was taken out in Moga. I commend that. Taking Amritpal to Dibrugarh and confining him with 8 other associates of his and putting him under NSA, again, I commend that. BSF finding some methods to deter drones, which is increasingly seen, once again appreciable. But we cannot let our guard down. We have to be careful. And in any case, investigation has to be got completed expeditiously so that we can prepare a dossier, hand it over to FATF and other agencies, name and shame Pakistan, take legal action against this person, and create a deterrent kind of environment based on our investigation.
Yes.
And also there is an air of skepticism in Punjab. There are wild theories floating around. So it will be a good idea to share information, to put out a white paper if required.
Yes.
So that people are reassured that there is no conspiracy taking place, things are under control, and more will be done. And coupled with this is the socio-economic dimension of the problem. You have to skill the youth over there. You have to give them education. You have to get them localized here and not run away to Canada and USA and UK.
Yes,
so
because a lot of
all,
this kind of propaganda that we see in Punjab or in India comes from across the borders, comes from people who are sitting on foreign soil, enjoying the kind of immunity that they do there, which perhaps gives them the confidence to spew the kind of venom that they do. And I want to get in the former DG of Punjab, Shashikant, who's on the panel as well. And like Lieutenant General KJ Singh was also pointing out, the kind of synergy that we have seen between the centre and the state and the agencies as far as this operation goes, that is something that should be commended. But the questions that are being raised about how it took 36 days for the police to actually track him down, for him to be arrested today, and the fact that he did in fact escape from right under the nose of the Punjab police. Are those questions completely misplaced, Shashikant?
Look, as far as synergy is concerned, yes, that needs to be praised and commended on, yes. There has been synergy between the Punjab police, its central intelligence agencies and the paramilitary forces and everything. Everybody was on the same page as far as this thing is concerned. But having said this thing, I just want to say about what exactly Pakistan is doing. I think I have been a student of this kind of operations, that I've read a lot about it. It was one of the most notorious, most mischievous operations launched by the ISI, whereby they planted a person here. They're hoping that it was whether he could create a kind of situation there, which was there in mid-80s. And I'm happy to say that the Punjabis have sort of given a, we have not stood by it, and we have given a proper answer to Pakistan. But again, having said this thing, this person has been arrested, but again, it's not the end of the road. This guy was hiding somewhere for 35 days. Somebody was feeding him. Somebody was giving him money. Somebody was choreographing, like I said, Pakistan has been choreographing. What was the channel? That channel needs to be exposed, and all these persons who were in cahoots with this particular person, they need to be brought to the books, and proper legal action needs to be taken about it. And lastly, as I think General Sah was also saying, yes, it's about the time when the governments, not only of Punjab, but the central government also, they need to take care of the problems that we have in Punjab, on which this guy tried to cash upon. This is drug addiction. This is youngsters going abroad.
It's a diplomatic tangle, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, namaste and Jai Hind to all our viewers, and thank you for joining us here on this edition of The Right Stand. India is trying to negotiate with as many as 6 nations, if not more, to ensure the safety and also the evacuation of its citizens from strife-torn Sudan. So you have the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, US, UK and France that are coming into play, along with some other nations with whom India is using all of its diplomatic leverage to ensure that citizens are evacuated safely. The operation to evacuate our people from Sudan is underway. A confirmation of this came via social media on Twitter by the External Affairs Minister Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar, saying about 500 Indians have reached the port Sudan and rescue operations are all in full swing. He also said that India ships and aircraft are all set to bring the stranded Indians back. The problem is the airspace in Sudan is closed. So the Indian aircraft are waiting on standby in neighboring nations so that they can make an entry or air dash the moment the airspace is opened. But India is also leveraging on some other nations who've been able to evacuate their citizens, be it the UK or France or even the US. Nations which will help them. While speaking in Kerala just a short while ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also vowed to bring back all those stuck in Sudan. This operation is being called Operation Kaveri.
साथियों, सूडान में गृह युद्ध के कारण हमारे अनेकों देशवासी फंसे हैं। हमने ऑपरेशन कावेरी का अभियान शुरू किया है और वहां से हमारे लोगों को सुरक्षित लाने का काम प्रारंभ हो चुका है और उसकी निगरानी के लिए हमारी केरल की ही संतान और मेरी सरकार के मंत्री मुरलीधरन जी को मैं उसकी निगरानी के लिए वहां भेज रहा हूं ताकि ऑपरेशन कावेरी बहुत तेज गति से हम सफलतापूर्वक पूर्ण करें।
Moving on here on the right stand, after a 36-day-long run, Amritpal Singh gave himself up to the Punjab police in the native village of his role model and original Khalistan mascot, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. He is currently lodged in the Dibrugarh jail in Assam. And here on the right stand, we decode how Amritpal was not just plotted or propped up by the